So Taurus season, we have arrived into the glorious Taurus season where we're coming out of Aries, which is the spark of the higher brain and all the ideas and planning, as the sun has different angles of light now on the earth, because it is this is for northern hemisphere, that is closer to us. So we're getting a stronger effect from the sun, and we are the soil of the earth. So in this Taurus season, right now the moon is in Taurus as well. It's technically, you cannot see the moon until it pops out in Gemini on Monday as a first crescent. And right now it is in the dark phase. So if you're feeling like you just want to lounge around and do nothing, well, new moon energy is very, low energy. So we're actually in the dark phase. There is no moonlight. So there is just the sun right now. And it's a good time to align with the new intentions for this particular phasing of the moon as it begins and builds for the next 14 days to the full moon. And Taurus is about the action, from the ideas of the Aries brain and the mind, where we begin the year in Aries, right? We begin the cycle in Aries according to the tropical wheel. And then we move into Taurus, which we're getting a stronger light. So we're getting more energy, more healing energy from the sun. And we've got to till the soil. So the bowl tills the soil. And in the body, the Taurus represents the cerebellum and the lower jaw, the neck, liver, gallbladder. And the salt for that, the cell salt, is nat sulph. And so with Taurus suns, or if you have a lot of planets in Taurus, you can actually, if the weather is too hot and humid, I say humid, not hot necessarily, but humidity. If you're breathing in a lot of humid air as a Taurus sun, you can feel almost like saturated with water, and often there'll be like a profuse sweating to like help shake off that water, and then the chill could come. So it's really interesting with these different signs. They have different deficiencies, possibly with minerals. So with Taurus, they don't do so well in humid environments. So what the symptoms that they can get when it's really humid is almost like malaria. So you ask yourself, well, is there really a thing called malaria, or is that like certain energies reacting to the humidity? Because in the 1900s, they would go to high mountain places to breathe fresh air, and it would cure the symptoms. So, it's an interesting way of looking at disease through deficiency of minerals. And Taurus suns also are lymphatic types. So that means they can have issues with the lymphatic system, keeping it moving. They may take on weight for no reason. And that's part of cleaning the system out. This time of year is spring cleaning. So it's all about, with nat sulph, it regulates the water in the blood. So it's about really moving water where it needs to be. And if there's too much in the blood, then that creates like the heat and the perspiration, which can then create a chill. So it's interesting to see how different we all are in each season we go through. Taurus, is also the name, the Tor, is the Taurus, which is like the toroidal field. The Tor is the center or the core. So we have this central channel, which is our chakra channel, and then we have energies moving out and in, and central pedal and central divergent. I can't remember the names, but anyway, it's making a energetic field around us that is converging and diverging. That's what I wanted to say. And so the Taurus represents this central channel and is the center. And the cerebellum, which is what it rules, the cere, it means seed, and bellum is antagonism. So it's like the higher mind of Aries and then the lower mind, subconscious mind of the cerebellum. And I think about bells and like how sound and frequency affect us, and how interesting it is, that there was this whole thing with bells long ago, to create a certain vibration in communities, right? The churches had bells. There were bells everywhere. And there is when the cerebellum is in harmony with the higher mind, there is a frequency and a harmony that happens. So, Taurus can be very indulgent in, the finer things, music, dance, food, and almost the shadow aspect is too much so, not enough balance with work and health regimes and things like that. So, the last few days I felt so lazy. And I'm like, okay, today I've got to get up and do some things and get back to work, So it's good to take some rest during these times too, and then note that, okay, now I'm getting into a gluttony of rest. So Taurus, often seen as a male, the animal nature of a male, a bull, but is also represented by Hathor. And Hathor started to come in a couple days ago when I was thinking about Taurus. And, you forget, you kind of associate it with more male energy, but really the golden calf was a female, and Hathor represents so much beauty and music and dance, and also astrology and the arts, and childbirth and being a mother. So there's a lot with Hathor, and tuning into her energy is really beautiful. And I really enjoyed my time at Dendara Temple, which is the temple for Hathor. And it's just such a beautiful vibe over there. And I could see myself in these, preparing for these great rituals that were happening to celebrate. Sorry, there's a lot of mosquitoes. I'm in the middle of the forest. To celebrate, this time, this amazing time of spring. And with some music and dance. And feasting. Yeah, Kitty likes that. So Taurus season kind of balance the pleasure with work. Create that balance and create the action that's needed from the higher mind, the action of the higher mind of Aries, to create that balance.